I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Lego sets we see on shelves are only so good as the pieces that make them up. So today I'm going to be highlighting the unsung heroes of the Lego hobby, the pieces. Let's take a closer look. At number 10 is a rather funny element, one that I was introduced to in the Greenhouse Herbology set this year, and that's just a simple old flower pot. Flower pots have come and gone within the Lego parts portfolio for years. Belleville Scala had a number of them. One of the more recent ones I remember is the flower pot minifigure, but this seems a lot more practical in connections and in size. Dark orange is a great color to start this out with, but hopefully we'll be seeing this recolored in sets for many, many years to come. At number 9, I want to talk about the solid stem. I believe this was first introduced as the end of a rocket in one of the earliest CMFs this year, and since then it's been recolored for some botanical sets. Here I've got one in dark green. Because of its more symmetrical look, the stems are all the same height, and because they are bar attachments, this makes for a much more solid piece that will have uses outside of organic forms. The existing flower stem piece kind of just lends itself to plants, but as we saw with this one, it can be used for anything you want. This is a really fun element, and I'm excited to see how the designers are going to use it over the next few years. At number 8, I want to talk about the 1x2x2 rounded window. This first popped up in the Shire set, which makes a lot of sense because Bag End is well known for having rounded windows like this, and its incorporation into the set is wonderful. But imagine this as a submarine window. I'm curious to see how this could be incorporated into modular buildings. I feel that if Lego had done a Chinese New Year building this year, this would have been a great fit for that as well. This is just going to be a great architectural element to have in the future, and hopefully we continue to see it in more colors. Unfortunately for now, it does remain exclusive in dark green to Bag End. Ah, the pigeon. Lego animals continue to be a highlight of every year's parts, but the pigeon is one so obvious and so necessary. I can't believe it took them this long to make it. It's included in 2 city sets this year, 2 of the bigger ones, unfortunately. Hopefully this guy will be included in every Lego city set from now on. Honestly, pigeon army building is going to be the next big thing. And it's crazy that even at this size, the pigeon is in fact dual molded. There's no printing on him. All the details you see are molded plastic. That is really, really fantastic. And speaking of animals, I need to highlight the slug. The slug appeared in 5 sets this year, starting out with Animal Crossing, but it seems to have also made an appearance in 2 of the One Piece sets, as well as, fittingly, the Tropical Aquarium. It's great to see RR Slugger getting more representation in Lego sets. If we end up getting a green one of these, I think the Lego online community will collectively lose its mind. It's gotta happen, right? Right, Lego? This piece is quite interesting to me. I'm going to dub it the traffic light snot piece. It's a 1x1 by 1 2/3 snot brick with studs on 3 sides, not all 4. For now, it can only be found in 2 colors, both in the same set, and that's the Mineral Collection Ideas set, where it shows up in bright green and dark pink. Let's face it, a 4-sided version of this would be spectacular, but I think this is a great step in the right direction. If we do get it in black, I would love to see this used for Lego City traffic lights. And finally, here at number 4, I've got a Minecraft piece, the new ladder element. This is something of a dream come true. There really was no great way to do a ladder beforehand. Lego previously was using the window bar element that was used for like jail cells up until this point. This feels so much more block accurate, and I can see this being very useful outside of the Minecraft theme. In fact, it looks like it appeared in the Goonies set, as well as Minnie's Pet Hotel as a ladder. Okay, that works. And then also in the giant Barati floating restaurant. Or is it Baratai? Again, roast me in the comments. It's good for engagement. I do wonder if this can be used as a grill on a Speed Champions car. There's all sorts of great bar connections here. I think it's gonna be very useful. At number 3 is the 2x2 rounded corner. This is definitely one of those other pieces that if you had asked me, I would have assumed this had been made 2 or 3 years ago. As Lego dives deeper and deeper into doing more organic things like the crazy Mario Kart sculpture they did, these buildable figures, and Toothless, things like this become increasingly useful. I like this piece in that it really fits in well with the existing established LEGO curved system. And LEGO designers are clearly loving this piece too, as it's already appeared in 44 sets, even though it just came out this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different colors. That's crazy. Here you can see it in use on Toothless. I just love how it rounds out and softens these edges so seamlessly. It almost looks like this piece was made specifically for his ears on the top of his head. There's no doubt in my mind this will continue to be a very, very popular element. At number 2, I've got the 1x1x1 brick with bow. I first encountered this element when building the Creator 3-in-1 horse. It was used for the hooves. As you can see here, this uses the existing, once again established curved system and just makes it easier to work with. You likely are all familiar with the 1x2 variant of this, but it's also a plate taller than the new brick, and it has that plate sticking off the edge. Already it's appeared in 33 sets in a variety of colors. It looks like we've got light bluish gray, unsurprisingly, yellow, white, red, black, transparent clear, and orange. You have to imagine Speed Champions is just eating this up. To further complicate matters, there's actually an element that's very similar to both of these pieces that was also released in 2025. And it's probably one of the most popular new elements this year, with over 100 appearances across 22 different colors. You can see it pop up in many of the other Creator 3-in-1 sets, like here in the clouds of the Unicorn Castle, the beak of the toucan, and the rounded edges of the dial-up phone. This piece is super exciting. I love it a lot. The only thing, it's got that nasty injection site on the side. So, what's the best brick of the year? I think for me, that's gotta be the 1x1 rounded clip. I was first introduced to this piece with the Chinese New Year sets in pearl gold, but it's already popped up in quite a few other colors, including green, black, blue, and transparent clear once again. Its most memorable appearance was the backing of a LEGO Minecraft Pillager banner, which I think is a really fantastic use of it. This piece just unlocks so much potential, especially when it comes to micro builds. Being round, it can be angled in any way you want. The stud is indeed hollow, so you could use it to flip bar connections and directions. As I create more and more complicated and smaller custom LEGO Minecraft mobs, I'm guessing this will be quite useful within the internal structure of some of those. As something that will often be hidden away, I'm not as concerned about the color of this piece, but once again, hopefully we continue to get more and more. I think just a white version of this element would be extremely useful. But there you go. Those were my favorite pieces this year, things that feel really, really useful and valuable to have as part of the LEGO system. Let me know if there's any elements that stood out to you this year, and feel free to include recolors too. I think my favorite was the dark orange plate hinge recolor. That is awesome as an enjoyer of dark orange. I could do a whole separate video, and in fact people have asked me, and maybe I do need to take them up on that, to just do a recolor top 10, because it can be really fascinating to see what they do and what they don't recolor, like a 2x2 olive green tile. Anyway, this is my last video of the year. Thanks for watching Cheesy Studios. I appreciate you all. It's been a crazy year, and I'm so excited to continue working on the new LEGO Minecraft world, revisiting videos, and whatever else land throws my way. Have yourself a happy new year and an absolutely fantastic life.